Okay, so we are live as usual. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Nerdy Mark channel. I am, of course, Sid. I go by the Nerdy Mark on YouTube. Today, of course, we're getting into a very late review of AEW and NXT this week. I apologize that it wasn't as early as I thought it, as I wanted it to put it out. It's just been a bit of a busy week for me. And all that. So I really apologize. And today it's actually my dad's birthday, so we actually went out and celebrated for dinner with the whole family. So that was a lot of fun. And I had me, I had me an IPA over there, so I actually had a beer. So I'm kind of a little bit off of that. So I am a little tipsy right now. I know it's like Sid can't hold his liquor. I get it. It's fine. Luckily, I got a little bit of the bubbly here with me. I'm not going to do the Jericho thing because I'm too tired. But, we'll see. By the way, it is Kroger brand. So, in case you're wondering. And it's lime flavored, so it's good. So, I like it. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. And just get to the point. So, first of all, I do have a quick question mark for the day. I haven't been very consistent with these, but my question is very, very simple. We have the War Games teams forming for both the men and the women. Now, we still are one man short on Team Ciampa, so my question is, who do you think should be the fourth member of Team Ciampa? We'll get into that once we talk about NXT. But for now, let's kind of just dive right into this week's shows. And let's begin, as we always do, with AEW. So we began All Elite Wrestling Dynamite. I said the whole name. Wow. We begin AEW Dynamite. We begin it with a promo package highlighting the carnage that took place after Full Gear. So that was awesome. And we see like a Kenny Omega walking towards the back, getting evaluated by doctors. And they tell him to take the week off because he's not cleared. However, Jon Moxley is, and that kind of irks him just a little bit. So then we go into our first match, which was Jon Moxley, the aforementioned Jon Moxley, taking on Michael Naka. 5 hours later, Nakazawa. Still not a fan of him, by the way. I'm just not a fan. I'm sorry. If you like him, kudos to you. But me personally, he's just not doing it for me. Hold on. Let me just adjust my seat. Sorry about that. All right. So yeah, extremely short and sweet match. Mox didn't even win with a paradigm shift. He just hit a regular old DDT, and won the match. Afterwards, he got on the mic, and he gave Kenny Omega his props, gave him some respect, did what he did all that, and then he basically issued an open challenge and said that he wants to challenge anybody who has the balls to step up, and we will have that challenge answered pretty shortly. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but now let's move on. Up next, we have the Dark Order taking on the Jurassic Express in a very good match. I like this one a lot. So I'm not really going to get into too many spots or anything here, but I'll just say that it was a good match. I thought it was fine. It was good. The Moxley promo was fantastic as usual. Again, the things that the man can do when he's not restricted by scripts. You know what I mean? So anyway, but yeah, this was fine. Dark Order does win with a fatality to Marco Stunt. Then after the match, Marco Stunt is offered a position as one of the minions of the Dark Order. He's given a mask. Stunt is going to take it. Jungle Boy comes in, throws it away, and gives Marco Stunt his dinosaur mask that Luchasaurus gave him. And the Dark Order and their minions start beating up on the Jurassic Express. But then who should return but the Luchasaurus himself? Of course, JR kind of made it a little underwhelming because he's like, it'd be nice if someone came out. So I was like, wow, come on, JR. I mean, I know he's getting old, but he can't be doing that. He's so experienced. He can't be doing shit like that. Anyway, but it's what it is. So yeah, I think that this was a fine match, like I said, and good to see Luchasaurus back. He just went in and just cleaned house, and it was great. Yeah, I think Luchasaurus is definitely a very underrated as a single star. I would love to see him getting a singles push at some point. Maybe not in the immediate future, but at some point. That would be cool. Moving on to Darby Allin versus Shawn Spears versus Peter Avalon. Peter Avalon cuts half a promo and then just stops. And then Darby Allin's music hits and he comes out. Well, Shawn Spears came out first. Okay match here. I didn't really care about this one. Joey Janela comes out in the middle and drives away Shawn Spears. So it's pretty much just Avalon and Allin. And Allin basically just wins with the coffin drop and gets on the mic and says that and accepts Jon Moxley's open challenge. Next week, we are getting Darby Allin versus Jon Moxley. That should be a crazy, crazy match, and I am all for it. So, hold on one sec. So, okay, so I'm reading the results from Forbes, and unfortunately, they don't have the Hold on, give me one sec, folks. So, yeah, I mean, it was, but I think sometime down, so they're not really talking about some of the other segments that happened. They're really just talking about like the matches. However, we did have another segment with Ali. She was getting interviewed by Tony Schiavone or Schiavone or Schiavone, however you say his name. So yeah, we got interviewed done by Tony Schiavone, and I loved how in the background there's like the candles on the Titantron and they're going off and everything, but you can't really hear any music, so Ali just keeps talking. I kind of like that. It felt a little bit like an ambush, so that was pretty cool. I mean, it wasn't an ambush per se, but it kind of still took us all by surprise, which is still a good thing. So I like that kind of a thing. I actually, some people might say that it's a fault, but I would say this is actually very masterful by AEW. So that was really, really cool. I like that little touch. But regardless, we finally had Awesome Kong and Brandy Rhodes coming out now. They're officially Voodoo Sisters, I guess. And they came out, and Ali tries to fight off Awesome Kong, but Awesome Kong just with one fell swoop just knocks the hell out of Ali and cuts a lock of her hair, smells it, and puts it in there. Looks like she's just wondering what conditioner all these AEW women are using so that she can use it for herself and for Brandy. Fair enough. So anyway, but we did get the next match we got was Nyla Rose taking on Danny Jordan. Short and sweet match. Nyla Rose won with a Samoan drop. Nothing to talk about here. I guess they're still building up Nyla, so that's a good thing. I'm pretty sure one day Rose is going to take the title. Is going to get the AEW Women's title, and that's going to be cool. So I'm excited for that. Then we had Chris Jericho coming in and kind of cutting a promo on Cody Rhodes, and we hear Cody's music, but it's not Cody who comes out, it's MJF. He comes out, he kind of mocks Cody a little bit, and basically he explains his actions. He says that Cody used him, and Cody wanted to keep him under his thumb, and I'm better than you and whatnot. Then after that, they kind of insinuate that MJF wants to join the Inner Circle. I would not mind seeing that. However, Inner Circle already is pretty big. I don't want this to be like an NWO situation where every single heel or everybody and their mom is joining the Inner Circle. So we'll see. I mean, I would keep it to 5 people for right now. That's more than enough in my opinion. However, they both do agree that Cody Rhodes is a jackass, and they hug it out. Cody actually comes out this time. He comes in, beats up on Jericho, who kind of just hauls ass out of there and doesn't want anything else to do with it. Cody tries to go after MJF, but Wardlow comes out and aligns himself with MJF, beats him up, and chokes Cody Rhodes with his tie. So that was cool. So we finally, after weeks and weeks and weeks of build and, vignettes and all that stuff, from him being stripped down by a gorgeous girl and beating up a bunch of thugs, to him just going in and doing some crazy weightlifting in the gym. So we got a couple of good, decent vignettes from Wardlow, and finally he's here. He's aligned himself with MJF. So I wonder what's going to happen here. This should be really, really cool. I'm excited. I think, honestly, these two, MJF and Wardlow versus Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, that needs to happen. I want to see that sometime down the line. Oh, excuse me. So this was a great segment, by the way. MJF, again, proving why he is definitely could be one of the top heels in AEW. He's just amazing on the microphone. Like, that guy, he commands attention, and he does a great job. I love him. And Chris Jericho was fantastic, too. I loved them both calling each other Maxwell and Christopher and all that stuff. That was pretty cool. Do I think he's going to join the Inner Circle? Probably not. I think he's just going to go do his own thing, but they're going to kind of give each other their props. They'll try to stay out of each other's way, but for the most part, I think it's just going to be MJF and Wardlow doing their own thing, and then the Inner Circle doing their own thing. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on. Up next, we get the rubber match between Pac and Hangman Page. This was basically the exact inverse of what we saw at Full Gear. Pretty much a lot of the same spots, except like the inverse of everything. Like, for example, Pac tried to go for the suplex onto the chair, but Hangman blocked it and whatnot. Hangman tried to thwart the low blow, which he did, but finally Pac hit like a drop kick on him. Finally, Pac does win with the Black Arrow, and that's the end of this rubber match. So we'll see if there's like a new feud or something. Yeah, that's pretty much it. There's nothing much to talk about here. But it was a good match, though. It was a good match. So it was fine. There were a chance of bastard shit, which was awesome. Like, kind of like cowboy shit, bastard shit. That was awesome. I liked it. It was fine. Nothing to write home about, but it was good. It was good for a rubber match. So next up, we do have the Proud and Powerful and the Young Bucks brawling in the back of the locker room. And there's a part where Santana, I keep wanting to call him Santina, but Santana, he tries to take one of the I think he tries to take a mat into the bathroom to beat him up, but he just sees Orange Cassidy in there and just closes the door. He doesn't want anything to do with it. That was funny. However, PNP do finally bring them to the outside to the ring and pretty much, throw them through the same table that they threw Ricky Morton over and did what they had to do there. So that was there. That was fine. And then after that, we had Private Party coming out for some reason. And so next week, we are getting Private Party versus Proud and Powerful. A lot of P's. That's interesting. So anyway, so that should be a good match next week. Interesting segment here. I guess this isn't over, but it was also later announced that Nick Jackson is going to be taking on Phoenix this coming week. That should be a damn good match. So looking forward to that. But we finally get our main event, SCU taking on Chris Jericho and the Spanish God, Sammy Guevara of the Inner Circle. What a great match this was. I absolutely loved this match. Just great stuff here. Like, everything that you want to see in this. Scorpio Sky is definitely the real MVP of this match. If this man can get a singles push as well, I would really appreciate it, because this man just does everything for this business, and I can see the dedication that he has. So I can definitely see Scorpio Sky down the line being a force to be reckoned with, if he ever gets a singles push. If he's the one to take the title off of Chris Jericho, I wouldn't mind that. And then SCU holds all the gold. That would be pretty awesome. I wouldn't mind seeing SCU holding, all the different, all the gold, in AEW. That would be pretty awesome. But yeah, finally, SCU, Scorpio Sky rolls up Chris Jericho to win. So finally, yeah, there you go. Sky gave Chris Jericho his first, gets the first pin on Chris Jericho. He's the first man to pin Chris Jericho in AEW. Like that's a big deal because you just pinned the AEW champion. And so they did a great job of making it a big deal. Oh, by the way, JR slips up again here. Jake Hager does kind of get involved, and he accidentally, his tongue does slip, and he calls him swagger. I was like, okay, JR. I know you both came from that other place, but you're not there anymore. His name is not Swagger, it's Hager. Just calm yourself, dude. I don't know what he was on that night, but JR was a little bit out of it that day, this week. But and I get it. I mean, the man's in his 70s. He's old, but he's been doing this for years. So hey, it is what it is, though. I mean, it's whatever. It's not a big deal. Just a couple of notes that I saw there, but yeah, I mean, it was what it was. But either way, regardless, pretty solid show here. Yeah, but it was fine. I liked it. But we did end out AEW Dynamite this week with Chris Jericho absolutely losing his shit. Just completely goes and just trashes the ring. And I'm like, wow, this is a side of Jericho that we haven't seen in an extremely long time. So we see how Jericho gets. He is a sore loser, and that's kind of been his. I mean, I feel from how much ever I've seen of Chris Jericho, that's kind of been his MO throughout his career. Whenever he loses a match, he's a bit of a sore loser about it. So, and then that's fine. I'm okay with him being a sore loser. It works for his character. So that was awesome. But yeah, good, solid AEW episode. Now let's move on to NXT. So NXT is in a bit of an interesting situation because they are building up towards both War Games and Survivor Series. So at times, it felt a little confusing as to which show they care more about. So I would think it would be War Games because it's NXT War Games and you're NXT. You should be caring more about that. But, it kind of felt, it sometimes got confusing for me, but it's fine. It is okay. But we did begin with an amazing match between Angel Garza and Lio Rush for the NXT Cruiserweight title. Angel Garza with the disrespect early on when he goes to rip off his pants. He actually, because Lio Rush's wife and kids were in the crowd, he goes towards them and rips off his pants in front of them. This pisses off Lio Rush, and he absolutely just goes to town on Angel Garza. So that was awesome. This is an early contender for match of the night. So I mean, I love this. Was good stuff. Like this is exactly what I wanted out of these two men. They know how to work, man. These guys are good. Please do watch this match. I highly recommend you watch it. So this was good. I liked it. Match finally ended with Lio Rush hitting the golden hour. I believe that's what it's called. Yeah, the golden hour onto Angel Garza to retain the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. Who is next for Lio Rush? I don't know. We will see. But for that being said, let's move on. We then get my wife Xia Li taking on Aaliyah in a pretty short match. Xia Li wins. She won the match. It was a pretty quick match. Vanessa Bourne tried to get involved a little bit, but Xia didn't have any of it. Xia kicks Aaliyah square on the face of Aaliyah, and her nose starts bleeding. But Xia does win, and she kind of takes the win and kind of leaves. So, are we seeing a heel turn from Xia Li? I wonder. I would still like to see that. I hope she wears some sexy black tights like Io Shirai does. That would definitely enhance my fantasies. Anyway, moving on. But Xia Li, marry me. Then we get Finn Balor getting in the ring, and he basically, does the whole "what happened to the real men of NXT" shtick. It kind of calls out Johnny Gargano, saying, I attacked him 3 weeks ago, and he still hasn't shown up. And he's like, "Don't get me started on Matt Riddle." Riddle comes out. This is okay. So you're gonna have to follow me on this. So Riddle came out. He beats up on Finn Balor. Finn Balor hauls ass out of there. Then out come the Undisputed Era to ambush Matt Riddle. Then Keith Lee and Tommaso Ciampa come out. They stand by Riddle, of course. Then Lee calls out Adam Cole, but Roderick Strong says that Adam Cole has been working his ass off this whole week, being on Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. He deserves the night off. So I'm going to take you on. So we get a match now between Matt Riddle and Tommaso Ciampa. Matt Riddle and not Matt Riddle. We got a chance between Roderick Strong and Keith Lee. Sorry, it's the beer. I apologize. Anyway, see, I have an excuse today. I actually, anyway. But good match. Really good match here. Again, awesome stuff. So it was really good. I loved one move where Roddy was kind of going off the middle ropes, doing an anti-air move after hitting a series of chops on the Lee. Lee just comes in and absolutely chops the man's soul out of him and just chops him out of the air. I love that. As y'all know, I'm a huge sucker for anti-air moves. So that was great stuff. This was going really well. Finally, Undisputed Era do come back out and try to distract Keith Lee. Matt Riddle and Ciampa come out once again to help out. Finn Balor comes back out and hits a huge shotgun dropkick onto Matt Riddle. Then, despite all this, Keith Lee manages to hit a jackhammer onto Roderick Strong. And when the match Undisputed Era come out, they beat up on Keith Lee. Tommaso Ciampa comes in to help. Then out comes Dominik Dijakovic to even out the odds. Comes out, beats up on Undisputed Era, who decide to haul ass. And he basically looks at Ciampa and says, "I heard you're going to war. I'm in," and shakes Ciampa's hand. Then Keith and Dijakovic have a stare down, but they do shake hands ultimately. Of course, it is also was later announced that Finn Balor and Matt Riddle would be facing off at TakeOver War Games. So this means Matt Riddle is taken out of War Games. Hence, I asked the question, who should be on Team Ciampa? So all this was just absolute chaos and a lot of ambushing. That's why I titled it Ambushed, this whole episode. So yeah, but it was cool. I liked it. It was a good match. Good match, good build towards War Games. A little bit of a cluster, excuse my language, but a little bit of a cluster F in this. I don't want to say the word, but yeah. So this should be interesting. I wonder who is going to fill in for Matt Riddle. I don't know. I have an idea of what to do, but I'll talk about it in a sec. Excuse me. Get some more bubbly. Maybe I should have just gotten water. Anyway, we then had Isaiah Swerve Scott taking on Bronson Reed in what I would consider the sleeper hit of the night. So another really good match between these two men, both men from the NXT Breakout Tournament. Fantastic stuff. Again, if you did not watch this match, go watch it. By the way, Lee versus Strong, also a fantastic match. Just letting you know. Anyway, match does finally end with Swerve Scott hitting the I'm going to call it the Booker T kick because Booker T used to do that same kick back in the day. So I'm just going to call it that. So he hits the Booker T kick or the bicycle kick or whatever that is on the back of Reed's head, wins the match. They both kind of show each other respect. But I do feel like Bronson Reed might turn heel sometime soon because he's been eating quite a bit of losses. House call booked, didn't use it. What are you talking about, Tim? So anyway, but yeah, Tim Farley's in the chat, folks. So say hi. What house call, Tim? What are you talking about? Oh, Booker T. Okay. Oh, he didn't use it. I'm sorry. I am, as you can tell, I'm a little tipsy, so that's why. I'm gonna keep using that excuse if I screw up today, okay? Because I really did have a drink today with my dad, so I'm a little tipsy today, so you have to forgive me. But yes, it's called but it's called the house call. Okay, fine. So the house call, yeah. So the house call by Swerve Scott, and boom, he wins the match against. Yeah, I can tell, Tim. I can tell. Anyway, wins the match. Um, Jesus Christ, I'm sorry. Yeah, so that was cool. Moving on, we were supposed to get a match between Killian Dane and Pete Dunne. Uh, I don't know. I just can tell. I just can. It's because you're seeming to be getting having drinks as of late, as reported in our chat. So there's that. But no, I'm just kidding. No, I don't know. I don't know. I just can tell. You seem to be, because you wouldn't be on the stream at like midnight, you know. But it's cool though. I appreciate you joining. Please stay. Please stay. I really want you to stay. But God, man, I'm just, yeah. My boss and I had, oh, that's an amazing boss you have. That's an amazing boss. So I really wish my boss would have a drink with me. But anyway, maybe I should get a drink with him. That would be just, I think that'd just be cool someday. I'll just tell him, hey, if you're free over the weekend, let's get a drink. Anyway, I'm staying. But oh, thank you, Timothy. So Tim, by the way, who do you think should be on Team Champa now that Riddle is out and Dijakovic is in? But who should take Riddle's place? Who do you think? Go ahead and leave it in the chat if you want. But I have a bit of an idea. So anyway, Damian Priest came out and attacked Killian Dane and Pete Dunne after what happened last week. So again, and more ambushing, like I said, between AEW and NXT, there was a lot of ambushes throughout the night. So throughout both shows. So that's the common theme, which is why I called it ambushed. So Tim says Swerve or Grimes makes the most sense. Name value Tyler Bate. Yeah, I could see that. So what I want to happen, here's where I'm going to do a little fantasy booking. I hope next week. We should get Damian Priest versus Killian Dane versus Pete Dunne in a triple threat match. Whoever wins that match is added to Team Ciampa. Pete Dunne wins that match and gets added to that team. I think that would be really cool. I know he was already on War Games, but he did a great job last time. But I'd like to see that. Yeah. So good. Tim likes my idea, so I appreciate that. But yes, Tyler Bate would be really cool, as well as Swerve Scott or Cameron Grimes. I could see any of them. Damian Priest also will be cool, but then again, it's like three big guys and one little guy, which would be weird. Hey Tim, I thought they were going to save the three-way. Okay, I mean, if they're saving the three-way for War Games, that's fine. But if they don't and they just give it to us next week, then I would add that stipulation in there. So yeah, Pete Dunne at War Games, I think, would be a very valuable asset to Team Ciampa, as he has done War Games before. That too with Undisputed Era. So I think it would make a lot of sense. And that too, him and Strong still do have history. So yeah, I would like to see that. And down the line, I wouldn't mind seeing Pete Dunne taking the title off of Roderick Strong. That would be really cool. Him or Damian Priest, one of them. Anyway, so that was good. I like that. But Tim, is Johnny Gargano injured? Can you answer that for me? Is Johnny Gargano injured? Is that why he hasn't shown up? I think he is, but let's see. So we have a main event now. It is Io Shirai taking on. Okay, I believe so. Yeah. Okay. Taking on Mia Yim, the HBIC. It looks like they dropped the Joshi Judas moniker for Io Shirai. Yeah, I'm having a little bit of the bubbly, Tim. So here you go. I'm not gonna do the voice. So yes, it was an awesome match. I loved this match a lot too. The winner does get the briefcase, and it's like more of a symbolic thing, because the winner will win an advantage for their team. Oh, by the way, there's a whole underlying story going on about a lot of the NXT women getting attacked or ambushed, as I mentioned. So we'll get the answers later on. But great match here. Again, please go watch it if you didn't. I highly recommend you watch this one. So Scarlett Bordeaux. I would like to see Scarlett Bordeaux sometime in NXT. I know she's in the Performance Center. Excuse me. So we can see that. Oh, that means we maybe Killer Cross is like the mystery fourth member of War Games. So yeah, that's reaching. That's reaching. That's not gonna happen. Oh, Scarlett Bordeaux was at Candice LeRae. Oh, that's the. Oh, oh my God! I totally missed her. Holy shit! I'm so sorry, but yes, now I remember. Now that you tell me, yes, that was Scarlett Bordeaux. You are so correct, Tim. Thank you. See, this is why I wanted you to stick around. Anyway, but it was good though. It was so cool. I won't cross. Yeah, I know that. I would love to see Cross in AEW as well. We did just get Wardlow, so that's awesome. But yeah, Cross in AEW would be better, just because like you said, they do need some bigger guys. But I think he's probably going to go to NXT just because his girlfriend's there. But then again, Adam Cole is on NXT and Britt Baker's on AEW, so I'm sure they'll work something out. So we'll see. But I do hope Killer Cross does end up in AEW. So he should mess with NJPW as well. Yeah, I could see that as well. Him and Ishii would be a great match. Him and Suzuki would be good. Him and Goto would be fantastic. So yeah, a lot of good matches from New Japan Pro Wrestling. So yes, Tim, I do watch the New Japan Pro Wrestling. So there you go. When I can, that is. Anyway, but I will be watching Wrestle Kingdom, so I guarantee you that. And we should probably do a review on Armbar Nerds, Tim. I think we should definitely do that. Anyway, but back to this match. It looks like oh yeah, and Dakota Kai also said that she would be in Mia Yim's corner, so that was cool. And it looks like Io Shirai is gonna win, but Mia Yim. Oh yeah, Io Shirai hit a huge drop kick onto Mia Yim while she had the ladder in her hands, and that caused Mia to bleed. And then of course we had Dakota Kai come out, hit a kind of like a sit-out power bomb kind of a move onto Io Shirai on the outside. This allowed Mia Yim to go. It looks like she's going to climb up the ladder and get the briefcase, but the NXT UK Women's Champion, Kaylee Ray, comes out and pushes the ladder off, pushes Mia Yim off the ladder, and has, excuse me, has Io Shirai come in and climb up the ladder, grab the briefcase. So Team Shayna has the advantage. Shayna Baszler does come out, gives her a round of applause, but then she is attacked by Bayley, the SmackDown Women's Champion. So it was Bayley all along, Austin. Anyway, but yeah, that was cool. But that's how we did end NXT. Looks like Kaylee Ray is the fourth member of Team Shayna. That's pretty awesome. Both women's champions on there. That's pretty cool. Oh yeah, I'm loving Bayley. I'm loving Bayley right now. She is amazing. Though I do wish her theme music was a little bit less generic, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm loving Bayley, with the little bob cut and just looking like a total bitch, and I love it. That's what I wanted to see for a while. I wanted to see heel Sasha and heel Bayley. Yeah, that's awesome. And by the way, I got to look at the new Universal title that the Fiend unveiled, and it's blue. That's all I have to say. And of course, Daniel Bryan and the Fiend will be facing off at Survivor Series. That should be a good match. Yeah, Blue Meanie. It looks like that, Blue Meanie. So, yeah. But overall, both extremely solid shows. I will say this. I think AEW had the better. I think NXT had the better matches, but AEW had a bit of more storytelling, and I think so NXT's the action did much better this time. AEW storytelling was a lot better. So both shows had something great to offer. Though I do know AEW beat NXT in the ratings war this week. What else is new? They've been doing this for 7 weeks straight. So yeah, thank you, Tim. I'm glad you agree. So, but yeah, I really enjoyed both shows. As far as matches of the night for me from AEW, I guess Hangman versus Pac 3 was a good match. John Moxley's promo was really good. Jericho and MJF, their promo was fantastic, and the introduction of Wardlow, and of course the Sammy G and Chris Jericho versus SCU, great match. And from NXT, Lee versus Strong, absolutely a match of the night for me. Then Leo Rush versus Angel Garza, fantastic match. Isaiah Swerve Scott versus Bronson Reed, sleeper hit of the night, and the main event, Yim versus Io, great matches. So, yeah, good week for wrestling, I will say. Very, very excited for War Games and very excited for Survivor Series down the line. Predictions probably next week. So we'll see. But we will probably discuss now. I'm going to get off now because I need to discuss when we're going to do the Armbar Nerds tomorrow. So all of NXT minus the Xia Li match. Come on, man. Why are you doing my wife like that? Okay, just stop. She did a good job. All right. Anyway, yeah. So it's no secret that Xia Li is my wrestling crush. I don't care. Just go follow her on Instagram. You'll understand why. Anyway, but with that being said, thank you all so much for watching this live stream. I know it was very late. I apologize, but yeah, if you did not participate in the live chat, definitely know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought about AEW, what you thought about NXT, which show was better, and all that jazz. But until then, this is Sid signing off. You guys take care. Y'all have a good weekend, and we will probably see you tomorrow for Armbar Nerds. Take care. Bye-bye.